All right, what's up guys? Welcome back here for another recap video. Today we are finishing up $1,209.54 off of a high of 1,250 and mainly traded CHNR and DTSS. The momentum today was, there was momentum. There was definitely opportunity. But it's not, I wouldn't say it's a very, very hot, like a very extremely hot market. It's definitely a warm market. We're definitely seeing lots of opportunity. CHNR, DTSS, SIEN, and PLCE was the other one. So we're definitely seeing some action, but I wouldn't say it's like delusionally hot. But, you know, great action to, you know, make a decent chunk on the day. Up about, up over 1,000, which is great. I remember like a month ago, you know, I still have yet to have gotten my 1K day. And now here we are hitting 1K, how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4 times within a month hitting over 1K, which is crazy. I feel like my trading has really transformed in the past week, and this momentum has definitely given me opportunity to get a little bit aggressive and giving me some opportunities to shine. So it definitely improves my confidence seeing these numbers, knowing that, you know, I can ultimately do it. I can get it done with big size, and I can even trade bigger. I can trade even bigger than this. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. This is just the next step in my sizing. Ultimately, you know, I can take 2, 3, 4x the size that I'm currently trading right now, not seeing any changes in the fills or slippage or anything like that. So liquidity is there right now to, you know, take bigger size, and you know, I'm definitely subscribed to the idea of, you know, taking it slow, not trying to go from 0 to 1,000 overnight. But small increments in sizing, so we're not risking the boat. I'm not trying to risk the boat for, you know, one day of trying to get big size. You know, it's a gradual process. I like taking it the gradual process. You know, slowly over time increasing your size, so you're not risking, you know, months of profits. You know, if you go from 0 to 1,000. But anyways, let's get into the day. So let's take a look first at the statistics. So statistics looks like net profit 1,200, profit factor of 49%, which is really good. It's above my average, which is 46%. Accuracy right in my sweet spot, right around 50% or slightly above 50%, with my average risk reward being 1 to 1.5, which is beautiful. Largest win $370 and largest loss only $130. So keeping that risk tight, and that's so important. Keeping the risk tight is so important with staying profitable and consistent day in and day out. You know, my accuracy is only 53%. I'm wrong. I was wrong 57 times today. 57 trades today that I took were wrong. I lost money, which is crazy to think about. But my largest loss was only $130. So, you know, even though I lose on half of my trades, if I can keep the loss tight, I can stay green in the long term. And then when I catch those winners, you know, maybe hold on and scale out over time. Or you could, if the market's really strong, you know, maybe even adding to the winner and trying to double up on your position. So those are the statistics. We can take a look here at the charts. So DTSS was the main one that I wanted to watch here at the open. Was it? No, there was another stock today that I wanted to watch. JXJT. So I was looking at JXJT at the open, but I noticed the volume wasn't high enough. Usually when you're watching the stock, that's the potential one, at the opening bell, this volume candle is going to be raging 1 to 2 million shares, 3 million shares per 1 minute candle. but we're only trading 637,000 shares, which is actually not a lot for the first 1 minute candle of the open. I tried taking the red to green here, but I did take some losses because we never broke over 850. I was looking for the break over 850. We never got it. But I was able to cut that loss. I was only lost like 30 bucks on JXJT. Then moving over to DTSS, because this was where I saw the volume. I saw the volume and it was moving up. It was chasing those halt levels on this first dip. Then we had a great move from 10 bucks all the way up to 13.11. Very extended. I didn't catch any of this front side. I felt it was a little bit too risky chasing it that high at the open, especially when it's so volatile. When it's a very volatile time of day. So I wanted to wait for the pullback. We got a very nice pullback. I was in it early a couple times. I was able to cut the loss and get back in off the lows. I was able to make, I think this trade was the $300 winner right off the lows here with, what was the size on this one? Maybe 500? Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't want to load. But yeah, I was able to scalp in this area. I also tried to get this double bottom down here. And then for the curl back up, but I did give some profits back here on this false breakout. I was sizing into this breakout. We got it, but we pulled back after we broke out, and I took a loss on the spread. So I gave back about 200 off the top on that one. I was up about 750 on DTSS, gave back about 200 off the top. Then it started to go backside, and I left it alone. And then we saw... what was this stock here? CHNR start popping up. And this one, I just did not get aggressive. You guys can see my share size. I did not trade aggressive enough. I started trading aggressive, more aggressive towards the highs. As you can see, as we started, ripping, I started sizing in maybe 500 shares up to 1,000 shares or 1,200 shares in some trades. But down here, I kept it real tight. I didn't think that this would be the one. I honestly didn't think that this would be the one until we started breaking out. And then the breakout, once we broke out, we moved, a couple dollars, like $1 or $2 higher, and then we didn't have any solid consolidation and an attempt for a higher high. So that was kind of unfortunate, but we did see some decent opportunity on CHNR. The level 2 is pretty clean, the tape was pretty clean, and I was able to really capitalize on trades that I normally don't do well on, which is probably why I didn't size up, because I'm usually not good at trading grinders that are just, grinding up a couple cents at a time and never really giving that pullback. But I was able to really read that level 2, able to really read the tape and time those dips and the pops for the new 1 minute candle to make a new high. And that's how I was able to make my money on CHNR. And then also on the dip and rip, we halted up, then we opened up lower, we dipped down, and then we ripped through the high there. I actually fumbled this. It was actually really shaky. It wasn't clean. This move here wasn't clean. Maybe for some of you guys, but for me, I was trying to get into it, but every time my entry would pull back, and then it'll go a little more than pull back, and I just fumbled the bag on this one. But on this dip here, I was able to get some profits for this pop back higher. And I tried catching some more dips here, but it ended up going backside, and then I started to leave it alone. And I figured it would go backside because, first of all, we made this such a strong move with no pullback that, I figured that there would be a very heavy selling volume, just because of how parabolic it was. It never really had a solid support. Never really formed a solid consolidation. That was it for CHNR, and after that there was nothing much. But let's go into the video. I'm going to keep this one short. So I'll skip the DTSS after the pullback here. All right, so DTSS were extended, and I'm ultimately waiting for the first pullback entry. Okay, here's your first pullback. All right, I get in there. Whoops, I accidentally hit 10 seconds, so I have to wait another 10 seconds. So I get in, pullback, here, I thought we would hold there, but I was a little too early. I was only 100 shares though. It was only 100 shares to break the ice, but it took like a 50. Jesus. It took like a 50 cent, 60 cent loser right there. And then I got in off the low at 67, out at 12.20, so another 6. So I made that loss back. And now I have 200 shares at 12.11, out at 12.21, so a $20 winner. Let's see here. Let's see, where's my big winner? Okay, here it was. So this first dip here, waiting for this next. So we got the bottoming tail. We tapped the 90 MA. I'm just looking for potential continuation. This is a strong move. It seems like it's strong. So I'm getting in there for this next candle. 500 shares at 12.63. Looking for that push up. Adding 500 again. Adding 500 again. This is how you have massive winners. Again, it's risky though. It's risky because not only do you have to be right once, you have to be right twice to get that profit on both of those entries. But if this was really strong and ripped through 13.5 up to 14, this could have been over a 1K winner. Now, I gave it some patience, but once we kind of hesitated up at the top and didn't have that flow of tape coming in, like the tape wasn't flying as it was ripping towards the highs, I took my profits, and that was my $350 winner on the day. So that was my biggest trade of the day. And looks like I gave back 100 right there on the spread. I got back in lower. Looks like a little too soon. Getting back in at 11.70. So I did give back a fair share. And then I make it back. And then here was another decent trade. Let's see here. Boom, boom. Okay. Looks like we didn't immediately go there. Get back in. 400 shares at 12. Adding again 800 shares at 92. Okay, selling at 13.05 and 13.13. Not a bad trade right there. Not a bad trade. Okay, had another decent trade here. Let's pull this up. Oh, this is where I put in 1,200 shares. So this is a decent position size. I sold it a bit too soon. So starter, then added for the break of 13. We got the break of 13. Adding for the break of the high. I'm 1,200 shares. Decent position. If we really would have ripped this, it would have been another massive winner. So at least I'm there in the key areas to have a huge outsized winner. At least I'm there. But we didn't have that reaction today, at least on DTSS. But sold my last portion right before that extra 10-15 cent pop there. And now I'm up about $698. It's about $700. So was I up 800 there? No, 6. Yeah, so then I gave back all the way back down to 552, trying to catch this candle here, trying to catch that push back through the high. But we didn't end up getting it. But it is what it is. DTSS. I'll take the $500 winner any day. I mean, this was tough action here on DTSS. Now we move over to, let's pull this up over here to IFBD. I thought IFBD would be another one potential, but we didn't hold up. And then this one starts ripping. And I had some pretty decent trades. These micro pullbacks are very strong off the support, all these micro pullbacks. So that's where I was taking my entries for the pushback higher. See, like right there, that was a nice 40-50 cent trade right there. And I think this is where we go into that halt. So I'm kind of just, I don't really have any outsized winners here on CHNR. A lot of just small scalping. I wish I would have taken big size, but I think part of me was a little bit gun shy because this action, I usually don't perform well on these grinding sort of trades, where it's just like a couple cents higher, quick micro pullback, couple cents higher, quick micro pullback, couple cents higher, quick micro pullback, couple cents higher. That type of action I actually don't do well on, surprisingly. But I mean, this time CHNR is able to read it pretty clearly. So, you know, if I can get some more practice on this sort of price action, then I could definitely improve. And, you know, if I can improve, get some confidence, then, you know, maybe in the future on these types of trades, I'll definitely put on some size. But I definitely had bigger share size on trades like DTSS versus CHNR, and I think that just had to do with the price action. And I guess I have more experience with the DTSS type of price action where you have an actual, you know, decent pullback to the 90 MA with a consolidation and then a curl, or off the ABCD pattern or the double bottom, or, you know, whatnot. This sort of like price action here, yeah, like I said, it's not something that in the past I've done too well on. So, you know, if I can get some more experience on this and, you know, get some more confidence, then I would probably definitely want to size up. But yeah, this here, we have that halt, but we opened lower. So, but that's no cause for concern. We just made a huge move, so it's bullish. It's still bullish. We just had a $4 trade, $4 move. You know, a lot of people would say, "Oh my God, it halts, it unhalts lower. That's it. I'm not trading it. No more." You know what? It actually gives a great opportunity here off the lows. So I just bought, trying to catch the dip for the retest of the highs. I'm trying to add here, but we pull back just for a second there before continuing going. I'm taking my loss or my profit, and then I'm getting back in at a high, and then it pulls back, and I sell for a loss before finally getting in, and then I get back in at the high. So completely butchered that, I think, for break even. I'm up about 750 right now. And then I get back in. I think I had a $900 trade there. Or, sorry, $200 trade. So in at 711, out at 731. And again, this is very extended trading. And this is like I'm buying high, like hella high, and selling high. So this is flying close to the sun. This is risky stuff. And yeah, you got to be careful with this type of action. And usually I don't do too well on it because of it. It's just I'm buying so extended. But today I was able to really dial in on CHNR. It was another 30-cent trade right there, from 85 up to 707. And that puts me right around 1,000 on the day. Here's a nice pullback here. In at 52, break even. Okay, I should be getting back in here. 71, back at 76, so 5 cents. Small trades there. Okay, pull back a little more. Okay, maybe get in now. Nope, I don't get in. Yeah, it's very extended, so I think I was a little bit skeptical on that dip, but it didn't end up working out. There, I took a small loss there before that breakout. When you're buying this extended, it's got to be breakout or bailout. You got to be immediately in the green, or else the downside is freaking massive. So, got to keep those losses tight. Sometimes you can take a loss, or a loss on the spread, or a break-even trade, and it's going to end up working out. That's just how it goes. That's just part of the strategy. You know, sometimes that's going to happen, but for the most part, you're going to be able to, if you exercise the strategy correctly, you should come out ahead. There was a nice, oh man, that was juicy, 45 cents. 45-cent trade there off the dip. Boom, right here, boom, back over 8, juicy. If I can do that at 1,000 shares, that would have been a $450 winner. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. No pressure. You know, I'm not going to get in FOMO. You know, today was a great day. You know, I'm not going to, you know, beat myself up on a day like today. I would say even something like today, it's not even a super strong day. So, yeah, there was opportunity, but I wouldn't say, you know, there was opportunity all day long. It pretty much fizzled out right around 10:15, 10:30 after CHNR backside. So, you know, maybe we'll get into a market eventually where there's opportunity all day long. But for right now, there seems to be a concentrated opportunity window pre-market and at the open. So if I can just dial in and just do the best that I can every single day at the time of day that I perform the best, then that's great. And, you know, over time, you know, as I get used to this new size and seeing these numbers of, you know, as I get used to, you know, seeing these numbers of, you know, being green 1,000 and, you know, sometimes losing $300 or $400 in a trade, as I get used to that, you know, I'm definitely, you know, going to push it even more, you know, and that's that's the best way to go about sizing is, you know, you size up a little bit, get comfortable with the new size. Once you feel like you got everything down pat, or you're comfortable and you're not really outside your comfort zone, then move it up a little more. And then move it up a little more. And then once you get comfortable with that, move it up a little more. That's the best way to go about it. That's the best way to go about it. I'm not the type of person that is just going to go from 0 to 100 and shock the system. Because if I shock the system and I have a massive emotional blowout day, I could be losing months of gains, and that's going to wreck my confidence. My confidence is, you know, traders' confidence is very fragile. That's why we can go back and forth between hot and cold markets seemingly overnight. Because sometimes you'll have that one stock that makes a great move, and then there's an offering and it drops like 200%. People get massive losses, and, you know, trader confidence, the bulls, you know, the confidence gets lowered, and that affects the trading moving forward, and usually the momentum starts to slow down. So, you know, trader confidence is definitely very fragile, and especially if you're new, you know, you want to keep the consistency as best as possible, keep your equity curve as steady as possible, and slowly increase the size, and your P&L curves to slowly start to go parabolic, rather than just going from sideways, 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 and then try to go straight up, because a lot of the times you try to go straight up, and then you come straight back down, and then you're kind of at ground zero trying to build yourself back up. That's just my experience, though. A lot of people are very different. Everyone's journey is completely different, so you can't really compare apples to apples with trading. But that's the best way that I find is for me sizing up, and it seems to be working. So I'm happy to share that with you guys. But thank you guys here for tuning in for the recap video. I don't want to make this video too much longer, but hit that thumbs up button here for me on the way out. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace.